You also talk about some of your startup failures in your book. Give us an example and some lessons learned from that.
Sure. When I started my business, again, it was called USI, Real Estate Outsourcing Business. And that was going to be the smaller business. The bigger business was going to be a magazine that we were publishing, planning to publish. It was called the National Register of Commercial Real Estate. It had a centerpiece in the magazine called the Commercial Property Exchange. The idea behind the magazine was to bring together buyers and sellers to be able to view properties from all around the world. One of the first learning points in developing a magazine is it's great if you have publishing experience. Well, I had none. So I broke rule number one, which was, do you have distinctive competence in the field you're going into? I did not have that. The second thing that I learned is lifting off a magazine can take years to become profitable. We started out because we had success in bootstrapping the real estate business. We took all the profits from the real estate business and said, we're going to bootstrap this magazine business. Basically, we took all the profits from the real estate business for 3 years until finally we looked in the mirror and realized we do not have enough capital. But it was too late to go source capital from third parties because we were running out of gas. So the first rule was I didn't have distinctive competence. The second, I didn't have enough capital to take us where we needed to go, and I wasn't smart enough to balance my interest in bootstrapping with being realistic about how much capital I really needed. Lastly, I was fortunate and I had advisors, and one of the advisors was the ex-chairman of Time Warner, a guy named Dick Monroe. And I sat down with him. He was a neighbor. He had just become chairman emeritus of Time Warner, and I went down to see him. He was a neighbor in our first office location, and he said, sure, I'll give you advice. He said, but let me tell you one thing you need to know. Sports Illustrated did not make a profit for 6 years. Are you prepared to gut it out in the trenches for 6 years? And instead of listening to my advisor, I thought, I can bootstrap this myself. And ultimately, that's a situation where we should have gone for venture funding. I should have listened to my advisor, and we didn't. So there are many lessons learned. As a matter of fact, there's a chapter in the book called The Passion Project. And the point of this chapter is distinctive competence trumps passion all the time. In other words, an ideal business startup is one where you have distinctive competence and you have passion. But if you only have one, it should be distinctive competence. Passion alone will not ensure your success.